Top 10 Most Expensive Movies That Never Make It Out of Production. Number 1. Movie. The Fantastic Four.
Danny Miller was born with 2 strong, healthy legs. And if he had known about the one food that kills diabetes, he might be walking today. But late last year, doctors took a knife to his right leg, amputated half of it, and left Danny with a stump for the rest of his life. That's
The founding family of Marvel has not had much success in the movie business. Every attempt to adapt the Fantastic Four for the big screen has been derided and mocked, particularly the problematic 2015 remake. The Fantastic Four, a 1993 film directed by B-movie veteran Roger Corman and co-starring Baron Deichinger, featured the creation of the team as well as their first encounter with Doctor Doom. The actors marketed the movie at film festivals and Comic-Con, and then nothing happened once the trailers were released in theaters and on home video. Stan Lee conjectured that Deichinger had no intention of releasing the movie and that it was only a means for him to hold on to the rights to the characters while he raised money for a more expensive remake. Deichinger refuted these allegations, stating instead that Marvel executive Avi Arad paid the producers to put the B-movie on hold out of concern for the franchise. Number 2. Movie. 100 Years. The sci-fi movie 100 Years, which was reportedly shot in 2015 and is directed by Robert Rodriguez, is claimed to star John Malkovich. The movie, which was produced as a form of marketing in association with the renowned French cognac company Remy Martin, is allegedly inspired by the century it takes to make a bottle of Louis XIII. This is an odd case of a movie that is theoretically set to come out, but very few people who are alive now will be there to watch it when it debuts on November 18, 2115. Number 3. Movie. Nothing Lasts Forever. Nothing Lasts Forever, a 1984 movie starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Billy from Gremlins, was produced by Lorne Michaels and directed by Tom Schiller, a writer for Saturday Night Live. Zach Galligan, who starred in Gremlins, has a dead-end job in the dystopian New York City where the movie is set, but he aspires to be an artist. He discovers that the mythical hobos who live beneath the city may fulfill him his goal of becoming an artist. But only if he takes a city bus driven by Bill Murray to the moon and charms one of its inhabitants. The totalitarian regime renders his aspirations unachievable. It's quite odd and somewhat reminiscent of Terry Gilliam's bizarre science fiction film Brazil. After a poor press screening, MGM cancelled the project, and Nothing Lasts Forever has since languished in relative obscurity. Number 4. Movie. Seasucker Blues. Seasucker Blues, a documentary film that followed the Rolling Stones' 1972 American tour in support of exile on Main Street, has never been released and most likely never will be. Since the Altamont Free concert in 1969, when a fan was attacked and stabbed to death by the Hells Angels, the Stones had not performed in the United States. The tour was eagerly awaited. A number of cameras were provided backstage for anyone to pick up and start filming. The documentary was observed in this way. The cameras were able to record drug usage, backstage parties, and other manifestations of hedonism as a result. The Stones took the movie to court because they didn't want it to be screened in public for fear that it would damage their reputations. Robert Frank, the director of the movie, had a different opinion and tried to save it. Finally, a judge ruled that only Frank may watch the movie and that he was not allowed to display it more than 4 times a year in an archival environment. Number 5. Movie. All-American Massacre. Horror movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is well known. Unfortunately, each succeeding movie in the franchise has done nothing but turn off original viewers. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies feature one of the most muddled timelines in horror history, with tonally distinct prequels, sequels, remakes, and reimaginings. William Hooper, the son of franchise creator Tobe Hooper, set out to make a short film in 1998 that explored the history of everyone's favorite cannibal family. Bill Moseley reprised his role as Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in the 60-minute film that was originally a 30-second clip. Chop Top reflected on his family's proclivity for blood while planning one last killing in the prequel/sequel plot. Number 6. Movie: My Best Friend's Birthday. These days, Quentin Tarantino is well known for his extremely violent black comedies. But before Tarantino became famous and received accolades from all over the world, he worked at a modest video rental store in California and enrolled in acting school with the hopes of one day being an actress. A close friend and co-worker of Tarantino had written a little story about a man who tries to do something kind for his friend's birthday but has his attempts hilariously backfire. With $5,000, the two set out to develop the movie with Tarantino's assistance in turning the script into a full-length feature. Tarantino co-wrote, co-directed, and co-produced with pals from his acting class as well as other employees at the video store, in My Best Friend's Birthday, and was the star. Number 7. Movie: The Brave. The only movie Johnny Depp ever directed was The Brave. It was an adaptation of Gregory MacDonald's book of the same name, which centers on Raphael, a Native American man, and his small family, who are living in utter poverty. Being unable to support his family has devastated Raphael. He accepts to appear in a snuff film in exchange for a sizable quantity of money since he is depressed and has no other options. The depressing movie focuses on Raphael's relationships during the last week of his life. The Brave, a 1997 Cannes Film Festival entry with some seriously difficult subject matter and a truly inspired performance by movie icon Marlon Brando, earned mixed reviews. Number 8. Movie: Empires of the Deep. Empires of the Deep was created by China in an effort to capitalize on the popularity of sci-fi humanoids fighting one another following the huge success of James Cameron's Avatar. According to the movie's trailer, the fantasy epic is about mermaids battling enormous crocodiles and potentially having an interspecies romance with Spartan warriors. Empires of the Deep, starring Catwoman director Pete and starring former Bond girl Olga Kurylenko, had a $130 million budget and underwent over 40 drafts from 8 different screenwriters over the course of 5 years. Despite having the greatest budget in Chinese cinema history, the production had problems from the beginning. The cast was mostly comprised of unknown performers. Several directors appeared to begin production only to be changed shortly after, and the rendering delays plagued the effects-heavy feature. Number 9. Movie: Dark Blood. Dark Blood, from The Vanishing's renowned filmmaker George Sloycer, tells the tale of a young man known only as the boy who thinks the end of the world is near. The boy spends his time creating Kachina dolls to placate the gods and lives in self-imposed exile in the desert after his wife passes away from radiation illness brought on by neighboring nuclear weapons testing. While traveling through the desert, a guy and his wife had a breakdown. The couple meets the boy while seeking assistance, but they quickly come to the realization that he is not the deliverance they had hoped for. Number 10. Movie: Hippy Shake. Hippy Shake is a historical drama that centers on the counterculture of the 1960s and is based on the biography of Australian publisher Richard Neville. Neville, played by Cillian Murphy, and Louise Ferrier, played by Sienna Miller, are on trial for publishing an obscene issue of their magazine, Oz. Even though test screenings of the movie received largely favorable reviews, it has been almost 10 years since its last release.